Hey guys, I got a private message on YouTube regarding some of the more common stops that we see, 180s, ball calls, that kind of stuff. I staged a couple of calls here just so I could show you. You could see that's just a typical 180 stop there on 3 and 4, rake back, deck up, that kind of stuff. Lane 2, you see this every once in a while. They call that, some people call it a banana tree. Hanging pins, 180 with pins, whatever you want to call it. And then on lane 1, it's just a typical out of range stop there. As I mentioned to him in the message, we do have the automatic out of range kits here. So what I did, I just slid a pin off spot and disengaged the clutch at 90 degrees. That's pretty much what the stop is going to look like if you don't have the kits installed. As you come back here on the right side of the machine, you can see the cycle solenoid and the gearbox. There'll be a hook back in this area that you just, after you clear dead wood, you just pull it. It'll just re-engage the clutch. That's pretty much all the kit does. It just keeps the clutch running, doesn't let it disengage. Of course, the machines would normally be powered on when you see these stops. The only time they black out is if there's some kind of a deck jam or something, and it opens either the deck jam switch or the turret jam switch. That'll shut the machine off, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Just turn this on here. Let it finish the cycle. Put it back to first ball, and then I'll run it and let you guys see what it looks like from up front with an automatic out of range kit on it. Shut the breaker and trip the clutch real fast here. You'll see it'll just detect the out of range like normal and then just keep running. It won't stop. Okay. The deck will detect it. Instead of stopping at 90 degrees right there, it just keeps going. The rake will raise up. It does leave you with dead wood calls sometimes. There's a lot of controversy about the automatic out of range kits. Some guys like them, some guys don't. I personally think they're great. The majority of your out of ranges are during open play anyway, and they really don't care if there's pins there, so you know, it just saves you a trip to the back for nothing really. It's nice during league times too. Well, I mean, a lot of times there's dead wood, you know, clear on the opposite side of the lane, and it's not going to really affect the shot at all, so the guys will just throw the ball. Okay, lane 2, this is a 180 with pins. There's pins in the scissors. You see, I'll turn it on. And it's just going to sit there. This actually causes, usually, I mean, there's a couple of machine problems that can cause it, but it's usually just people hitting the reset button up front, actually. If they hit it at the wrong time, it will lock the machine up in that position. It's a pretty easy fix. Just come back here. To give you an idea where it is, that's the cycle solenoid right there. And just down to the right of it right there, that's the 180 link. Right here. Just press this forward, it'll take it right out of 180 and finish the cycle. Here, clutch re-engage. Let's go of the pins. Good to go. Pretty easy fix for that. We don't see that too often here, just, you know, every once in a blue moon. There's little kids or something and they find the button and ooh, let's push the button, but not a big problem. 180 stops, they could be a number of different things. The machine will disengage the clutch if it doesn't have a full deck signal at 180 degrees to allow it to wait for pins. Any interruption in the pin feed can do this, be it if there's balls stuck back here blocking the pins from getting to the pinwheel. I've seen that. It could be a number of things. It could be pin gate problems. Like this lane here, I manually locked the pin gate. I mean, you can see the pins aren't going to go anywhere. Just turn it on. You can see. There are mechanical problems that can cause that. You know, if there's a roll pin in there in the old setup and a strap, if either of them are worn, it can cause the pin gate to not unlock sometimes. You could either just grab a pin out of here and throw it in the turret, or you can reach down in here. I know it's kind of dark, I'm sorry. And just push forward on the pin gate latch to unlock it. Whatever it takes to get the pin feed going, the file will drop and it's in the rack. pretty easy stuff for the most part. Like I said, this center runs pretty well. I mean, we do get, you know, stupid calls sometimes, but that happens everywhere, mainly because of lane oil. Another kind of 180 stop you'll get is turn pan jams. Most of you guys know there's two rollers here. There's one here, and then there's one back here. When they're both up, it'll disengage the magnetic clutch and stop the pinwheel from turning and feeding pins. Let's see if I can get a shot in this little corner here. Right down there, behind that spring. That's the magnetic clutch for the pinwheel. But you know, if pins fishtail sometimes, like the butt of a pin will get underneath the head of another pin. And even sometimes if you get a bad pin feed from the turn pan back there, you know, if a pin comes up head first and lays across the turret and blocks it, usually don't see it too often, but, you know, if those rollers aren't both pressed up, the pinwheel's going to keep running, so they'll jam right back here at the turn pan. You can see it's just spring load. You can pull it down. Pins will usually be with the heads this way or the butts, and sometimes they're jammed up pretty good. You just grab a hold of the pinwheel and just pull it. You can see it turns. Usually that's all you have to do, relieve the pressure. Just pull the turn pan down. Get your pins out. Throw them back in the bin. Turn them, of course, you want to turn the machine off for this. Just turn it back on. Once it's all clear, see the pins go up. And once the slide drops, just set a rack of pins. Good to go. As for ball calls, there's a couple of different spots you get them. Down here at the bottom of the lift rods, this is just a little leather strap. It's almost like a homemade spinning ball eliminator that we use. They work pretty well. Sometimes the ball still gets under there and spins every once in a while when there's a lot of oil, but it does help. You know, usually just give the ball a push or whatever. They'll hang up here every once in a while. Right here on the top of the lift rods, you'll see it just kind of sitting here. Just give it a push. You also get pins up in here, up by the Y switch, where the two lanes actually meet. And this Y switch is actually stuck. It's right in here. It's your accelerator right there. This is called the Y switch assembly. Sometimes a pin will come up with the bowling ball. Sometimes the ball will push it all the way down the subway and you get a call up front. It doesn't happen too often here. They usually stop right in the front of the pan here. Just turn both machines off, get the pin out, send the balls back. Nothing too crazy. Sometimes the balls will get caught in front of the cushion too. This is more prominent with open bowling, as is pins in the track are more prone to league bowling because of the same reason. With lighter bowling balls that open bowlers usually use, a lot of times they don't trip the shotgun, and the cushion stays down until the electronic triggering takes over. So that it allows less time for the ball to get under the cushion and back. On the same note, with league bowling and throwing heavier equipment, trips the shotgun more often, so there's more pins and the ball, which is why the pins get worked their way up the track more often. If you do have a ball in front of the cushion, what I usually do, you usually find the machine on second ball. Just come up front here to the deck holding hook. This machine's already on first ball, but you just lift it up gently. You hear the standing pin selector click. It means it's back on first ball. You'll see the mask lights will do that. They'll tell you that. And then just reset it. Reset it from the solenoid back here and just make sure the ball gets underneath. Pretty simple stuff for the most part. Deck jams we don't see very often here, but they can be a very dangerous stop actually, because once the pressure from the jam is relieved, the machine's going to want to turn on. So I usually double secure myself. I shut the breaker up front and I pull the plug. I don't know how I'll be able to film this because I only have two hands, but just make sure the clutch is engaged like it is now. And right here is your motor to gearbox belt. I'll try to get some kind of a shot if I can. What you have to do is hold the deck holding a hook up for at least a little while until the pin clears it, and just run this belt backwards. Just jog it down. Okay. Right here, you can see how it's not grabbing the pin. You're good to go. That's the only time you have to really hold that hook, and then you just want to back this down. Just keep turning the belt. These are really old gearboxes. They don't have a marking. I'll show you on the other end. There's a stamp in the newer ones right in this area. You know, it says like to remove jams or whatever. Rotate clutch in this direction. It has an arrow pointing that way, which is good for for newer techs. I've done enough of them. I know which way the belt has to go. And what I usually do is, when I'm clearing a deck jam like that, I just run it until the rake is down. We have a really good customer base here, so we're lucky in that way, but just as an added measure of safety. As you can see, the rake's all the way down now. But that also does, it gives you a lot of clearance in here. You know, grab out whatever pins are causing the jam. Clear them out. And then you just come back up. Plug back in. Make sure you're clear of everything. Turn the brake on. And at this point it would power back on, but I have it shut off, so normally it would be on, and that would be the end of the cycle. Hope that explains some of the more common, simple stops that we come across. If there's anything you feel I left out or anything else you'd like to see, just let me know, and I'll be glad to film that for you. Hope this answered most of your questions, but that's pretty much some of the common stuff you're going to see as far as stops on Brunswick machines. Alright guys, later. Alright guys, just one more quick thing I forgot to put in the video. I'll probably end up just splicing this on at the end. I told you I would mention or show you the marking in the gearbox, which is right here, the cycle solenoid's right there. The first 8 machines are sold. They don't even have this on them. Most gearbox castings do. It just says right here, warning to clear jams. Rotate clutch in this direction only, to the right. It's just to be sure that you're running the clutch backwards and not forwards, putting more tension on it when there's a jam. As I said in my vlog video, these machines are a few years newer. These are more common machines. The electrical panels facing the back, that kind of stuff, and the markings on the gearbox. The other ones are so old they just didn't have them. I just wanted to show that to you as well, like I said I would. Once again, if there's anything I forgot, anything else you'd like to see, just let me know. I tried to get everything that I could in there. Alright guys, that's about it. Later.